Hey guys, Ryan the Nerd here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Sideways. Now, if you don't remember who Sideways was, let me jog your memory. That's right, he was the Decepticon that got sliced in half by Sideswipe. I'm going to be completely honest here. Sideways did absolutely nothing wrong. All he did was just try to escape the chaos that was unfolding in Shanghai, and the Autobots just started attacking him for no reason. And, I mean, he did do some, property damage and all that stuff, but he didn't really do anything wrong. He didn't kill anybody, and he got sliced in half for it. And all he did was just make Sideswipe a lot more cooler and a lot more badass. So, anyway, let's take a look at the box here. So, we got Sideways in his robot mode there. Got nice concept art because he did transform, but for like 5 seconds, and you don't really get a good look at him. So this figure does take inspiration from concept art to actually, get him to what he could have looked like if it wasn't so goddamn dark in the scene there. So we got Sideways in his robot mode. On the side of the box here, we got Sideways in his a close-up of his insectoid looking face there. On the back of the box, you got him in his robot mode and in his car mode, which is not an officially licensed car. Actually, Hasbro couldn't get the license for it. I don't remember what type of car he transforms into. I'll put an image on screen or whatever. But yeah, Hasbro, even with the original 09 figure, they actually couldn't get the license for the car mode as well as here. So I guess the company just doesn't really like him all that much. So they just don't want him being viewed in a negative light, being sliced in half and everything. So who knows? But on the back here, you got Sideways attempts a speedy escape through the Shanghai streets before being sliced in half by Sideswipe. Yeah, that's basically all he's known for. So absolutely nothing. He doesn't talk and he has no personality. So that's basically who we're dealing with right now. So enough talking about the box here. Let's take a look at the actual figure. And here is Sideways, and man, I love how he looks. He looks really, really accurate. Not really to the movie, but more as accurate to the concept art, which I really find really awesome. Oh, almost tipped over there. But yeah, he looks absolutely amazing. I love how he looks. His design is probably one of my favorite kind of obscure Decepticon designs. He takes a lot of inspiration from Barricade, from, the hands coming out of the wheels here. And even the face sculpt looks a lot like Barricade as well. But other than that, his design looks completely unique, from, like the doors here kind of like forming these really tall, like, shoulders here to give him more of a big stature. And then you got the classic Michael Bay chicken leg design here. Let me move his hand out of the way. Yeah, you got the classic Michael Bay chicken leg design there. And yeah, this guy just looks absolutely amazing. And the amount of detail on this guy is absolutely insane here. Like, just even in the inside of the hands here. So basically his hands are like formed out of the wheels here, which is really, really cool. And you can see like these spikes coming out of the wheel there, which is very accurate to the concept art. You got some more kind of mechanical detail going on there. And then you got some more kind of panel linings, and then you got kind of these weird bits here kind of poking out, like these knee guards here. Very, very nice. Let's take a look at the head sculpt here, because I didn't really focus more on that. He does have really, really nicely painted eyes. They're really, really tiny, though. And you can't really see it on camera, but yeah, they are red, and yeah, they're very nicely painted. And then you can see like the mandible kind of detail there. Very, very accurate to the concept art. Very, very nicely looking. And I really like this detail where the front of the car is actually like kind of concaved to make it more like an abdomen section there, which looks really, really nice. And you got some more pistons and stuff going through here. Yeah, very, very nicely. And I also really love the kibble here, which is something that usually I wouldn't say. Usually I don't really like kibble at all, but just how it's just, kind of ingrained into the actual robot mode here is very, very nice. It's not too, it does stick out a little much, but it's not completely like jutting out, and you can and it's not like it's folded up very, very nicely there. You can see the different panels in there. But it's folded up very nicely. And it does keep the doors here from not being completely flimsy. I wish that you could articulate them a little bit more backwards just a tiny bit instead of just kind of being like straight up, but you can kind of get it like this if you really so desire. But yeah, just a really, really nicely done robot mode here. I really do like it. And since that he doesn't really, do much in the movie besides trying to, escape from war crimes, they didn't really know what to include it with, but they actually did include him with a blaster, which is accurate to his blaster in the actual video game here, which is very, very nice. Taking a look at the detail here, you got the 3 barrels, just like in the game. Very, very nice. I really do like this. And how you actually attach it onto him is a very, very clever. This bit is kind of wiggly. I don't know why that's wiggly. But how he actually attaches to the figure itself, excuse me, is actually very nicely done. So what you want to do is that you can do it on either side, but I like doing it on this side here. So basically what you want to do is that you want to just move the fingers here, and then you kind of want to slide it kind of over here, and then this little tab here is going to slide right into that little groove there. So you just want to kind of fold the fingers in there, and then just plug it in like so, and then you move the thumb like that. And it just looks like it fits seamlessly onto the hand. It looks like it just transformed right out of his hand, just like in the video game. And it looks it's really well, integrated into the actual arm itself. And it doesn't look out of place. And he can't actually hold it, which is great, because I really do like this kind of arm transforming cannon there. Very, very nicely done here. Really do like that. And if you're not using the gun here, you can just move this. You can't store it on the back here. These are little tabs right here. These 2 tabs are actually going to plug right into the back of the kibble here. So you can just store it on the back like that. And yeah, so if you don't really like him holding it for some reason, you can just store it on the back instead of just putting it in a Ziploc bag with all your other accessories and stuff like that. So yeah, you can just plug it onto the back if you want, even though that it doesn't look that great, and especially in vehicle mode, you can still do it on it. It looks really, really goofy. But, weapon storage is always appreciated no matter how goofy it looks, in my personal opinion. So just moving the blaster over there. So let's take a look at the actual articulation of Sideways here. So for the head here, he's got a ball joint at the head, so he can look up that far and down that far. Very, well integrated, 360 degrees there. Very, very nice. Oh, and for some reason, the back of his...
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run. The night goes on as I'm fading away. I'm sick of this life, I just want to scream. How could this happen to me?
For some reason, the back of his head is translucent. Usually back of the heads of Transformer figures usually means like light piping, but they painted over the eyes, so the translucent bit here doesn't really do anything. So just kind of move your head there back, buddy, without popping your head off and decapitating you. But yeah, he's just got a limited ball joint at the head. So for the arms here, okay, I also got to mention this. For some reason, this arm right here is very, very loose. It's just the hinge joint here, and it's just really loose because you can see it just flopping there. But for the arms here, you got a ball joint at the shoulder there, and it can move up and down it's mostly for the transformation, but yeah, you can move it up and down if you really so desire. But yeah, he's got a ball joint at the shoulder there. He's got a ball joint at the elbow here, so he can just bend that far. He doesn't have a double bend at the elbow there. He doesn't. But yeah, he's got a bicep swivel there. And for the hands here, I'm actually really surprised by this, is that he actually has finger articulation. So his thumb here is on a hinge joint, and his 3 fingers are on a hinge joint connected together. So you can get him to grasp, and then you can spread them open. So like he's about to choke somebody or something. So you got that there. Then for the waist here, he's got a waist swivel. Very, very nice. For the legs here, he's got a ball joint at the hip here, so he can get that far, and move back that far. And he's got a lot of articulation in the knee here, so it can bend really far back and it can bend really forward back, kind of trying to get like more of that chicken leg position there. And then for the feet here, it just has a ball joint at the ankle here, and it can't really do much of a pivot at all, unfortunately. But yeah, and most copies, what I've seen is that some people having trouble standing him up with these really tiny feet here, which was also a problem with the original Sideways figure that came out alongside the movie. So yeah, he's got kind of these really weird feet, but on my copy he can stand nicely if you just kind of stand him up in a kind of you kind of have to bend his legs in a really weird position, trying to like balance out the weight and everything like that. But if you are having trouble with, loose ball joints, you can just tighten it up with some, super glue, just a tiny dab, and then just keep working on it. But yeah, so for transformation wise, it's actually very, very nice and very simple. And yeah, very nice. So let's take a look at that. So what you want to do is that you want to spread the fingers open like this, and then you want to detach the wheel part there with the hinge joints, and then yeah, and it's also really cool that the wheel actually kind of forms this part here so it looks cohesive. So very nicely done there for the design of the robot mode. Again, doing the exact same thing on the other side. Use those hinge joints there, spread the fingers open, and then for the chest here, you want to untab the chest here and then flip this up, and then use the hinge joint on the ab section here to fold it out, so you got more of the car mode there. And then flip up the entire section here, and then use this hinge joint for the body here. And then you just want to use all these hinge joints on the kibble to fold the roof of the car, and then just fold. We'll come back to these later. These ones work well with at the end here. Then for the legs here, you kind of want to make sure that they're all straightened out with the legs there. And then there is a little groove there and a little tab there that you just kind of want to move the legs out of the way. You kind of want to like make the kind of get the legs and the arms kind of out of the way there, and then you just want to plug that in. Where am I looking? I can't see anything. Okay, there we go. Then you just want to do that. Do the exact same thing on the other side. Come on. There we go. And then there's a tab there and a groove on the bottom of the feet. Then you just want to slide that open like so. And then just kind of want to fold down and make it like that. Then for the arms here, you kind of want to use these hinge joints here. Kind of not really break it, but just kind of get the wheel kind of like so. Tab it like so. And then just kind of use all these different hinge joints and tabs to fold it in together like so. Oop. Feet untabbed. Come on. Do the exact same thing on the other side. Like so. Use all these different tabs. Kind of squish all of them together to make sure that they fit really nicely with each other. Squeeze it all together. And then you have Sideways in his vehicle mode. And yeah, transformation was really, really fun. It's really simple to do. And yeah, it looks really, really nice in vehicle mode. The one thing that I don't really like about it is just all these different panels that you can see here. It doesn't really look that great. I mean, it looks fine when you plug it all in together, but the thing with this is that since it's so compact here and that his forearm here is really, really thick, so when you try to squeeze it together, it's going to come up with the other side and it's just going to pop off, right? But you can get all the panels to line up and all the tabs to plug in where they're supposed to be. And yeah, it looks really, really nice. I just don't really like all the lines all that well. And he has some translucent windows here. Which reveal absolutely nothing there. I would have preferred it to be like, just basic, tinted windows instead of having these translucent windows. But yeah, it doesn't look that bad. And the cable management on the bottom of the car here is very, very nicely done. I mean, you can see his head there. But yeah, everything else is very nicely integrated into the actual, design of the car itself. So it doesn't, jut out. And you would think that having these really thick forearms would, kind of damage the ability of the car to actually roll. But no, he rolls really, really nicely. So yeah, very, very nice. And then you kind of get these really weird, kind of detail in the wheels there. I forgot what they're called. I'm not a car person, obviously, because I keep forgetting and misremembering car parts. So that's fun. And coming back to the blaster here, you can just plug in the blaster to the back of the car, and then yeah, that's basically all you get for this. There is a tab here, which it doesn't plug into the top or in the front of the hood or anything like that. So all you're getting is basically just this. You're just plugging it into the back there, and then that's pretty much it. So. But honestly, I'm just going to put him in robot mode, honestly. But yeah, looks very, very nice. I highly recommend you get this figure. And it's above and beyond of the original, the original Sideways figure by a long shot. It's very, very nice. It's very, not really screen accurate, but more concept art accurate than anything. But yeah, it just looks absolutely amazing. And the articulation is just amazing. With the finger articulation, I mean, there should have been a lot more articulation in the arms, in my personal opinion, but everything else, just the articulation, you can get them in some really nice poses, and the integration with the cannon, everything about this is just awesome. So I highly recommend you get this figure, and so that you can prevent war crimes from happening when you have this guy in your collection. So that's gonna do it for me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't care what you do because all the time it is. So bye, guys.